Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. Today we're back with the Empire once again. Today I've gone with a bit of a fun, unique build. This is a mass Vanguard Empire army. We've got a very strong front line of Vanguard Free Company. 6 Free Company in total, with the Sterling's Revenge Regiment of Renown on the right flank. We've got a unit of Grenade Launcher Outriders, who of course can Vanguard, and going to be very good. We are facing off against the Skaven, so that's going to be pretty beneficial. We've got the Zentler's Reichsguard, again with Vanguard, and 4 units of Pistoliers. So plenty of gunpowder units, lots of Vanguard, of course. Balthazar Gelt leading the way since he's nice and fast. We've also got an Amber Wizard with no spells, just for the Griffin, so that we can drop terror bombs in specific places, and I brought the Power Stone for some additional Winds of Magic. And for our third heroic choice, what else but the Faith Demis, Warrior Priest with the Royal Altdorf Prophytes. That's pretty much it for my build. For my opponent, he's got some Skaven Slave Spears right in range to start. Nice front line of Slave Spears with the regular Slave there. We've also got some Slave Slingers, lots of Clan Rats with shields as well. We've got a Doom Wheel, a unit of Gun Runners with Poison, with an Assassin, Hell Pit Abomination, a Gracier, Lore of Plague. Looks like he's got the Dreaded 13th, as well as Wither and Vermintide. Pretty good spell choice. Deathglow Bombardiers and a Warp Lightning Cannon. So without further ado, let's get the battle underway. You can see the Free Company already just gadding down these Skaven slaves. Probably not even going to make it to the front line as they just get the mass Pistolier fire to the face. Actually, they might make it into the front line, but definitely taking some heat on the way in there. Here comes the Doom Wheel, so I'm going to be maneuvering my Royal Altdorf Prophytes over to this flank to protect. You can see the Reichsguard are already charging through, just wrecking through this unit of Skaven slaves, no problem. And getting into the back line here, we're going to shut down these Slave Slingers as well. So just this immediate pressure from all angles with this mass Vanguard Empire army means that the Skaven player is going to be pretty stretched in terms of his micro. You can see Amber Wizard is taking some fire here from Slave Slingers, or sorry, Night Runner Slingers, which is interesting. A bit unfortunate for me, but here comes the Steering Doom on the Warp Lightning Cannon crew, just to disrupt the crew and do a bit of damage to them. You can see the Pistoliers also operating over in this area, kind of charging down some Clan Rat Spears, charging out the Skaven Slaves and so on. And here come the Grenade Launchers in the front line, helping to blast out some Clan Rats here. But looks like the Gutter Runners and the Doom Wheel are going to be pushing forward once again, trying to break this massive line of Free Company here. And a little bit of friendly fire there from the Warp Lightning Cannons. But my opponent going to do a very good job in drawing the Faith Demis into a bit of a trap here. So he baits them in with the Hell Pit Abomination, also brings in the Doom Wheel, puts a Wither out, and the Gutter Runners as well, applying the Poison and the Snare Net. So all of a sudden these Royal Altdorf Prophytes, at least I thought that was a Wither. That must have been something else on the Assassin, maybe Rival Hide Talisman, but in all, this is actually going to just wreck the Faith Demis here. So a very nice play from my opponent. However, that has allowed me to just relentlessly fire in with the Free Company. Of course, the Sterling's Revenge do have armor piercing. The regular Free Company don't, but I have been putting Plague of Rust, Overcast on this guy. You can see Balthazar Gelt even charging down to go ahead and finish things off here. The Amber Wizard had jumped down and helped the Reichsguard terrify away some units, and then the Reichsguard pushed through to the back pocket, routing off the Warp Lightning Cannon here. They did get hit by a Dread 13th spell. You can see that Summon Storm Vermin is chasing them down here. Looks like some more Clan Rats going to be summoned up, and trying to get a breath attack on the Pistoliers here. Going to end up doing a lot of damage to the Clan Rats, but it does hit the Pistoliers a little bit in the end. So some of those Pistoliers getting dragged down, but you can see the line of Free Company still just firing away, pistols out for Balthazar and all that. Man, I love these gunpowder units. Just the sound of even like the Pistoliers. Handgunners obviously sound a little bit cooler, but with the Doom Wheel down, the Faith Demis are able to rally, go ahead and refocus on the Hell Pit Abomination here. You can see the Amber Wizard going to come down and drop a rear charge as well. We've got Free Company in here supporting as well. The Sterling's Revenge, of course, being a Regiment of Renown, not going to be too afraid in this particular engagement. They've got decent enough leadership and also immune to psychology. Meanwhile, the Gutter Runners are cutting through the other unit of Free Company, but that does allow the Grenade Launchers to get in here and just do a bit of friendly fire, but just blow up those Gutter Runners. Pistoliers rallying to the pocket here, going to be shooting those Clan Rats in the back, and just a very chaotic battle at this point. No chaos here, but definitely a chaotic battle. You can see the Zentler's Reichsguard trying to pull away from the kind of Death Star of the Gracier here. Gracier did have a Plague of Rust, so the Reichsguard were able to do a bit of damage to him, but didn't want to stay there. Meanwhile, Balthazar going to be chasing off the Deathglow Bombardiers here. And yeah, at this point, we're pretty much in cleanup mode. You can see the last of the clan rats trying to charge this Free Company line. Yeah, they do have shields, but just getting completely last samurai'd by this massive firing line of Free Company. Really epic stuff. The Grace here is eventually going to go ahead and push over to this flank where the Assassin has managed to tie up a unit of Free Company, but the Zintler's Reichsguard getting free, charging down those Night Runners with slings. The Hell Pit Abomination got chased off the side there, and the Gutter Runners fighting against Free Company kind of point blank here. I thought they might be fighting in melee, but it looks like they're literally just shooting each other directly in the face with the decrepit damaged Doom Wheel over here. Oh man, just listen to those pistol shots. Absolutely beautiful. You can see the Free Company over here, focus firing on the Grace here. We don't have a Plague of Rust on him currently, but we are going to be dropping a Plague of Rust momentarily as soon as Balthazar gets back into range. And looks like a Scorch going down there, the Bound Scorch from the Bell. Unfortunately, not able to do a whole lot of damage. Clan Rat's going to be summoned up in the back line, but at this point it's too little too late, and the Grace here is going to go ahead and get dragged down here. You can see the Amber Wizards also approaching. The Plague of Rust goes down. Unfortunately, the Free Company aren't actually still shooting, but a few shots go off there. And it looks like he actually landed on the Assassin instead of the Grace here, but nonetheless, it is going to finish off the Skaven leadership and be a victory for the Empire. So, very fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. This build, I don't know that it's necessarily ideal, and I don't know that I would use it in a lot of matchups, but it's certainly a lot of fun. Mass Vanguard builds in general are fun and can be very effective when they're unexpected, especially against a faction that sort of relies on their artillery, like the Skaven. Can definitely be good to kind of negate that advantage as much as possible, just to start out right in your opponent's face. And, of course, if they're playing more of a defensive style with artillery, then you can also pressure their micro immediately and just, start making them move their units, react to different situations, and just putting pressure all across the board very, very quickly. That's what we were able to do here, and it ended up being very effective. You can see that the Zintler's Reichsguard able to just charge through the Skaven formation, punch through into the back line, 179 kills, and surviving until the late game. 83 kills on the Sterling's Revenge, and also helping to finish off the Doom Wheel and the Hell Pit Abomination. You don't see these guys in my builds too often, but I do think they're a bit of a hidden gem of a unit. Definitely probably going to be seeing them a bit more often. Free Company in general are kind of a hidden gem in themselves, in that they're very good, kind of a hybrid skirmish melee unit. They're not necessarily great in melee, but they're good enough. They have a full 90 unit models, meaning they have a higher volume of fire than a lot of other skirmishers, and they do pretty solid damage at range. Granted, they have relatively short range, but still, I definitely like them in certain matchups, especially matchups that are going to be facing a lot of low armor and won't be facing too much return fire. Now, the Skaven definitely can put together some pretty heavy missile builds, but against the Empire, that's potentially risky because of their heavy cavalry. But yeah, 111 kills on the grenade launchers at the end of the day. They got into some key situations, and the Pistoliers also doing quite well for themselves. Just all across the board doing quite well. For my opponent, getting that trap on the Royal Altar of Griffites and taking them down was probably the highlight of the game for him. Those Gutter Runners especially being very key there with their snare nets and their poison to keep the Royal Altar of Griffites in place. Ended up getting some XP chevrons. Unfortunately, the Warp Lightning Cannon did not really pay out. Just ended up getting charged down there, and the Skaven spread the board works relatively well, but you need a few Rat Ogres. So in terms of fine-tuning this build for my opponent here, I would say go ahead and cut this Hell Pit Abomination and replace those funds with Rat Ogres. I believe you could get 2. Maybe you squeeze out some funds to get a 3rd. I would probably also cut the Deathglow Bombardiers. Even Poison Wind Globadiers, just because of their extremely limited range, are going to be tough to use against any faction, really, but especially, well, except maybe the Lizardmen, but especially factions with effective heavy cavalry, like the Empire, obviously. What's his bucket? Volkmar the Grim on his chariot is also a huge risk. He's a chariot, he has magic, heavy magic and missile resistance and regeneration, so it's really hard to take him down with those kind of magic missile damage units. But in general for the Skaven, I would say you want to cut those Poison Wind Globadiers and even the Death Wind Globadiers, and instead that will allow you to bring, like 3 units of Rat Ogres. Then you can kind of spread those around the field, use those to block up the high mass units like the Reiksguard, for example, and that can better protect your back line with your Warp Lightning Cannons and so on. So hopefully you guys found this video fun and informative. It was definitely a fun battle to play, so well played to my opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.